G'day fellow moto vloggers, I've been an Evan Samoki, the Suzuki Bandit, on this Friday afternoon. Very fine, no clouds in the sky, on the cool side, but it's the first decent day we've had for a while. We've had some really cold, wet days recently. So basically the first time Smokey's been out for about a week. I just want to touch on a subject that Calmbiker Richard was talking about in his last vlog. How people perceive us as motorcycle riders. And it jolted my memory a little bit. A few days ago I was talking to a chap, and he used to be a postie, and they ride around on little motorcycles and all that sort of thing. And he said, "Oh, have you got a bike, have you?" And I said, "Yeah, I have." He says, "Oh, what is it?" And I showed him, and he said, "Oh yeah, what size is it?" I said, "It's a 1250. Oh, geez, you'll kill yourself on that. Well, whether you're on a postie bike or a bloody Rocket 3, it doesn't matter. You can kill yourself either way. Now, I prefer to have this and get away from the traffic than like a postie bike or something like that, which is hard to get away from the traffic. I know my daughter doesn't like me riding, I know that. My mum hated it, I know that. But it's something I've been doing since I was 16, and in fact, if you're new to the channel, I may not have said this whilst you're new to the channel. I got my motorcycle licence before I got a car licence. So I have been riding since 1971. Okay, I've had me falls, I've had my little mistakes, as you'd like to say. I wouldn't say accidents, they're mistakes. They're more someone's mistake than an accident. I ran up the arse of a car once in the main street of Renmark, but luckily I was okay. Just hurt my family jewels, but I didn't tell anyone. I wouldn't tell anyone that I hurt my family jewels. So anyway, how do I look at people that ride around squid in t-shirt, shorts and thongs? Well, like Richard said, he's seen a lot of it over there, and there's a lot of it over here as well, and it makes me cringe a bit. I wouldn't say anything to the people. It makes me cringe a bit because there's absolutely no protection whatsoever. Okay, I might wear thin jeans and all that sort of thing, but at least there is a little bit of protection, and I always wear a jacket. I've got a summer jacket and a winter jacket. I would never ever ride around in a t-shirt and thongs and shorts. I reckon that's really asking for it, especially if you come off. If you don't come off, it's fine. I'm not a boy racer. I enjoy my ride. If I'm going to wring the bike's neck, I make sure it's on an open road with no traffic around, and give it the gun. But when you're in like a city traffic situation, anyone who rides like a boy racer is absolutely asking for it. Yeah, maybe I'm an old fuddy-duddy, but gee, I tell you what, I'm an alive old fuddy-duddy that's still riding. So that must say something. Gloves, always wear gloves no matter what. There's different variants of gloves I've got. I've got the real thick gloves for winter. I haven't actually used them this year, for the reason being I've got heated grips, and that makes up for the thicker gloves. I've got thin gloves for summer, and I've actually got fingerless ones, but I haven't actually used them for a couple of years. I haven't got leathers. I couldn't afford them for one thing, and our summers do not acclimatise for leathers. It's just too hot, and it's constantly hot. You know, in England you might have a few hot days and then it goes back to cold. Fine, leathers, no worries in the cold. But not here. It's just hot or it's cold. There's not much in between in my fair city. You got a lot of weeds to chop there, mate. So no, you would never ever catch me riding squid, unless I just had to go somewhere on the bike and it just happened to be a hot day. I might wear a t-shirt or something like that, one of my cool dry t-shirts, but it's still a risk factor. And yes, riding a bike is a lot more risky, and it's higher on the scale compared to other things that you do, like drive a car or things like that. But people get killed in cars as well for doing the wrong thing, or a bit of bad luck, or whatever. You just got to be well aware. Definitely don't ride under the influence of alcohol, or drive, or under the influence of cannabis or any types of drugs. It's just not, you're just not alert enough. So that's my thought on it. I'm not a boy racer. I just go out and I enjoy myself. And I believe, this is just my belief, I might be entirely wrong, but your life is basically set out for you. If you have a heart attack and die, for instance, on a certain day, on a certain year, well, you know, that's when you were supposed to go. If you were on a motorcycle, in a car, and you got killed, that's when you're supposed to go. And if you weren't in that car or on the motorcycle, you would have died some other way. I believe that your life's already mapped out when you're born and when you die. And basically you don't know these things unless you got like a terminal illness and you know that you haven't got long left. That's my belief. Your beliefs might be a bit different. But yes, we are in a higher scale of risk on a motorcycle, but there are people that make that risk even higher by the way they ride and the risks they take. When we're younger, we're a little bit more bulletproof than when we're older, and a little bit smarter. So yeah, I hope that answers Richard's question. I basically agree with everything he said. Well, actually I do agree with everything he said. And to be quite honest, a lot of people think because you ride a big bike, you're in a bigger risk factor. That's not right. That's not correct. It's the way you ride it. If you're a boy racer, your risk factor's a lot higher. So anyway, this is Bandit Nev on Samuki, the Suzuki Bandit, on this fine day for a change. Bidding you all very, very, very safe riding, and until next time, cheers for now.